There's no question that Virginia Tech is one of the elite programs in college football. Winning seasons and bowl games are a yearly occurrence for the Hokies. But in 1999, Coach Frank Beamer's program was ready for the next step. The Hokies had their eyes on the ultimate prize, the national championship. There are signs posted throughout Virginia Tech's football complex. Nothing gaudy, not even inspirational. Simply a statement of purpose. It reads, "Preparing to win the national championship." A visible reminder of the mission, a constant reminder of the goal, to be the absolute best, to win a national title. For most, making it to the championship game is nothing more than a dream. But for the 1999 Virginia Tech Hokies, thanks to sacrifice, sweat, and dedication, that dream came true. Virginia Tech football has made it to the mountaintop. The Hokies are champions. The Hokies opened the 1999 campaign with high expectations. Ranked in the top 15, Tech rolled out the total package. Outstanding defense and special teams, now complemented with a rejuvenated offense, kick-started by a newcomer, freshman quarterback Michael Vick.
The question was our offense, and there I felt we had the personnel, the talent to be good. It's just how quickly would it be good? And along comes Michael Vick, and I think he helped make all those other people better.
Michael Vick made his debut against James Madison, and it didn't take long to realize that Mr. Vick was someone special.
Again out of the power eye from the left hash mark. Vick the snap, option keeper. Michael running into the end zone. He's in! Touchdown, Tech! Here's Vick taking the snap, scrambling, running with the football. Crosses the 50, turning on the Jets. Look at that speed! He's racing all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Tech! They couldn't catch him. Michael Vick sprints for his second touchdown. A 54-yard run. There's the shotgun snap to the Tech freshman. Running with the football, has a seam at the 5, goes airborne into the end zone. Touchdown, Tech! A sensational flip by Vick. Let's just hope he gets up after that. He went catapulting in the air, landing in the end zone for his third rushing touchdown.
Michael Vick was spectacular, leading the Hokies to a 47-0 shutout. But the victory was bittersweet. The high-flying Vick injured his ankle, and just as quickly as he arrived, Michael Vick was gone. With Michael Vick sidelined, backup quarterback Dave Meyer took the helm against Alabama Birmingham, and Meyer picked up where Vick left off.
Gonna fire it deep for Emmett Johnson. He's in the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Tech. Dave Meyer, a 41-yard home run ball, and the Hokies take the early lead.
The Hokie backfield pitched in. Chiron Stiff posted his second straight 100-yard effort, while blue chip back Andre Kendrick dazzled with his versatility.
The Hokies toss it to Kendrick. It's a play. He's going to throw it down the field to Davis, wide open to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Tech. Andre Kendrick throws it to Davis, and the Hokies lead it 23-10.
Meanwhile, the Virginia Tech defense made things impossible for the Blazers, allowing a mere 63 yards of total offense. All-American Corey Moore led the charge with 3 sacks.
Here's Moore to throw him down. Unblocked coming in from the right end. Corey Moore.
Virginia Tech wins 31-10. The Hokies improved to a perfect 2-0, but there was little time to celebrate. Up next, the entire nation would tune in to see if Virginia Tech was for real.
What a great atmosphere. Perfect night, full moon nearly over the stands. I mean, this is just what it's all about.
Virginia Tech was off to a great start, and the networks jumped at the chance to televise Beamer Bowl. Beginning with Clemson, every game the Hokies played would be seen on either CBS, ABC, or ESPN.
Move some, baby. Let's go.
Despite his sore ankle, Michael Vick returned to the attack, and attack they did. The game plan was to turn the Tigers into kittens with a relentless ground assault. The men up front pounded Clemson as the Hokies rushed for almost 300 yards.
There's the snap to Vick, turn the gives to Kendrick, a huge goal, Andre Ryan to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and he will score. A 24-yard run for Andre Kendrick.
While the Hokies were busy chewing up yardage, Clemson was getting nothing. Virginia Tech held the Tigers to just 17 yards on the ground. Tech's defense was ranked number 1 in the nation, and the Tigers learned firsthand why the Hokies were at the top.
Second down from the Tiger 27. Streeter back to throw once again. Throws to the right sidelines. His pass is intercepted by Ike Charlton. He's racing down the sidelines. He will score. Touchdown, Tech. There's the snap to Streeter. Hokies fumble. Corey Moore knocks the ball free. Corey Moore picks it up. He's rumbling towards the end zone. He's taking it to the house. Touchdown, Tech. Corey Moore has done it all, ladies and gentlemen.
Moore and the Hokies run away with it, 31-11, the final. But now Tech had to say goodbye to its adoring fans. The Hokies would play 4 of the next 5 bowl games on the road. Up next, on to Charlottesville for the annual grudge match with UVA. The largest crowd ever to see a game at Scott Stadium turned out as Virginia tried to upset arch-rival Virginia Tech. The Cavalier fans taunted the Hokies with chants of overrated, but the determined Hokies remained unfazed, and those insults quickly turned to silence.
Michael Vick to Andre Davis, and the Hokies burned that young UVA secondary.
I think anytime you go into a hostile environment, your big rival, the crowd's really into it. They're on you early. You just need something to get them out of it and get you going. And we found the perfect combination in Michael Vick to Andre Davis.
Virginia Tech's offense knocked out the Cavaliers with their 1-2 punch. 222 yards passing and over 200 yards rushing. Chiron Stiff turned in his 4th straight 100-yard performance and a hat trick. Virginia Tech secures the Commonwealth Cup with a dominating 31-7 win. The Hokies were champions in the state of Virginia, but the bigger prize was still to come.
But now the real season started because the Big East is what's really important to Virginia Tech. Win that Big East, and it means so many great things.
Virginia Tech opened Big East Conference play on the road at Rutgers. Some feared after the big win at Virginia, the Hokies would let down. Not a chance.
And fires it deep down the field. It's caught at the 30-yard line by Davis, and he will sprint into the end zone for the touchdown. Into the fullback, Ferguson running left side of the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Tech. Fires it to Davis at the 2-yard line, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Tech. It goes back to throw, great protection. Fires a bullet down the right sideline, the haul to the 10, to the 5, and he's into the end zone. Shotgun snap to Vick, running to his right, lots of room. Crosses the 20 to the 15, goes to the 10, outside to the 5. He will score. Vick is sensational. Vick going to throw it into the end zone. It is caught by Hall for the touchdown.
The Hokies score 49 points in the first half. Frank Beamer calls off the Dogs, and Virginia Tech blisters Rutgers 58-20, the final. ESPN's College Game Day came to Blacksburg to see for themselves if the Hokies were really that good. A top 20 shootout between number 18 Syracuse and the 4th-ranked Virginia Tech Hokies. What transpired shook the college football world. First, the Hokies laid the wood. Then, thanks to offense, defense, and special teams, the Hokies took Syracuse to the woodshed.
Ball pop free, picked up by Bird, down the sidelines, into the end zone. Vick takes the snap, the handoff to Stint, and he sprints into the end zone. Touchdown, Tech. Chiron Stint. Vick takes the snap, second down and goal. Rolling to his left, looking to throw, gunning it into the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown by Hall. Michael Vick is on fire, ladies and gentlemen. Another takes the snap, gives the Stint over the top and into the end zone. Touchdown, Tech. Option play to the right. Vick pitching it to Kendrick, gets a block and takes it into the end zone. Here's a toss to Kendrick. On the end around, reverses it, hands it off to Parham. Racing down the left sidelines, or rather it is Davis, and he will score. Andre Davis. Third down and 7 from the 33. Williams the throw, dumps it off, and it's intercepted. That pass is picked off by the Hokie Summers, running it down to the 20, on his feet at the 15, and he will score. Bad snap, Schaefer, ball free. It's at the 1-yard line. Hokies pick it up in the end zone. Touchdown, Tech.
Virginia Tech turns in an almost perfect game. Hokies win it 62-0. 62-zip. On to the Steel City, where Pittsburgh had no chance against the Hokies' relentless assault. Tech's defense feeds on quarterbacks, and against the Panthers, the Hokies had a feeding frenzy. Pitt's quarterbacks would taste the turf 9 times as the Panthers are held to minus 12 yards rushing. Michael Vick and the Virginia Tech offense had plenty to cheer about as well.
Sprinting down the right side to the 30. He's made a marvelous play, and he'll sprint into the end zone for the touchdown, a 46-yard run. The Tech lefty backpedals, looks to throw, fires it right side into the end zone to Davis. He's got it. Touchdown, Tech.
The Hokies run away with it. Tailback Andre Kendrick sparked the running game with a career-best 162 yards. Virginia Tech rolls 30-17 the final. Their perfect record improves to 7-0, but the Hokies' biggest challenge is just ahead. Frank Beamer and his unbeaten Hokies charged over the border for another classic battle with rival West Virginia. As always, these two would stand toe-to-toe and slug it out until the final bell.
Handoff goes to Kendrick. Races outside across the 40. Accelerating down the sidelines. Kendrick will score. Takes that snap, backpedals to throw. Hey, fumbles the ball in the end zone. He falls on it, safety.
Cyrus, what a play coming from the outside. Stripped him, Bill.
They have the power I formation on first down. There's the handoff to Stint, and he sprints into the end zone. Touchdown, Tech.
The Hokies had the Mountaineers on the ropes with a 19-7 lead, but West Virginia refuses to go down. Out of nowhere, the Mountaineers score 2 late touchdowns and take a 20-19 lead.
And West Virginia leads with 1:15 to go.
I knew that game wasn't over. I just knew we weren't going to let it end like that. I looked up on the clock and I came over to the sideline, and I remember telling John Engelberger that if Michael Vick is everything that he's advertised to be, then he was going to lead us down the field.
The team was just looking so confident. Everybody just wanted to move the ball downfield, and I took it upon myself to show everybody that I can be a leader and I can lead this team to victory.
Once again, rolling, throwing to the right. It's caught by Parham at the 30. The Tech freshman rolling to his right, looking downfield, fires it. It's complete to the 38-yard line. The ball carrier's knocked down. 37 seconds. Again, the shotgun snap to Mike Vick. The Tech freshman looking, rolling to his right. Michael looking downfield, going to hightail it out of bounds down the sidelines. He didn't step out of bounds just yet.
With only 5 seconds remaining on the clock, suddenly this game, this season, came down to the right foot of Shane Graham.
When I walked out there and lined up for the field goal, it was just me and the goalpost and 44 yards in between it.
There's the snap. Ball down. Shane swings the leg through. This kick is in the air. It is good. It is good. Shane Graham wins it for Virginia Tech. Michael Vick makes a miracle happen in Morgantown. And Shane Graham kicks it. Tech 22, West Virginia 20. Hokies go to 8-0. Michael Vick the hero. Shane Graham kicks it through. The final is 22-20, and the Hokies celebrate one of the greatest wins ever. Graham kicked it right down the middle.
Let's go. We're gonna earn this.
After playing 4 of 5 on the road, the Hokies were ready for a return to Lane Stadium, and Lane Stadium was ready for the Hokies. Blacksburg was electric as the Miami Hurricanes blew into town. ESPN Game Day made a return trip, and this broadcast was one of the highest rated of the season. What the national audience saw was the true beast of the Big East.
Option play, Mike pitching with the left hand to Stitt, crosses the 40, Tyrone to the 30, open field, Stitt cuts back, he will score! Here's the snap, a bit off center. This is Crosland actually who was in to kick it, their field goal kicker. Crosland kicks it to Ricky Hall, fields it at the 40, runs left side 45-50, down the sidelines to the 40, Ricky cuts back to the right, down to the 30 of Miami, Ricky Hall will score!
Virginia Tech's attacking defense was too much for the Canes, forcing Miami into 6 turnovers.
Dropped it. It's picked up by the Hokies. Ike Charlton racing down the sideline to the 20, to the 10. He's racing. He's in. Touchdown, Tech.
For the 5th straight year, Virginia Tech is simply too strong for Miami. The Hokies downgrade the Hurricanes 43-10, the final. Next up, the Temple Owls. The Hokies head to Philly with a chance to nail down at least a share of the Big East crown. Virginia Tech's young quarterback, Michael Vick, playing like a veteran at the Vet.
There's the snap to Michael Vick and a play fake. On 2nd down and 8, he's flushed out of the pocket, rolling to his left, now running with the football, sprinting right, crosses the 50, right sideline 40. Vick on the move at the 30, still going to the 20, down the sideline. He will score! Shotgun snap to Vick. There comes the Temple blitz. Mike steps up, fires right sideline. Ball is delivered on the money to Davis on the Temple 48. He squirts free. Turns on the Jets down the sideline to the 20, to the 10. He will score. Touchdown, Tech. 27-7, and Vick on a bootleg, rolling to his right. First man is covered. Now Vick turns around and runs back to the left. Crosses the 30, across the 40. It's a sprint to the 50. Now Michael cuts back to the right, down to the Temple 40. Split 2 men at the 30. He's racing into the end zone. Touchdown, Tech. It's a marvelous 75-yard run for Michael Vick. In the pocket, lofting it deep. Left side, end zone. Davis is there. He's got it. Touchdown, Tech.
The Hokies roll up over 500 yards of offense against the Owls while holding Temple to -2 yards rushing. Virginia Tech marches on 62-7, the final score. However, no celebration after this huge win. The Hokies knew that coming up next would be the biggest football game in Virginia Tech's history.
One more, baby. One more, we're on our way.
For its first ever 11-0 season, the final step to a perfect 1999.
It all came down to the final game. Everything on the line. The perfect season, the Big East Championship, and a berth in the Sugar Bowl to meet Florida State for the national title. One final obstacle, the Eagles of Boston College.
Straight up the middle, diving into the end zone. Touchdown, Tech! Back to throw goes Michael Vick. The Tech freshman firing it deep down the field to Davis on the run. He's run to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Tech! 69 yards. Vick goes back to throw. Rolling to his left. He's got his man Davis down there. He's open on the 15. Has it there. And he will walk into the end zone. The Tech freshman back to throw. Great protection. Firing it deep in the end zone for Hall. He's got it. What a great grab in the end zone.
Colin Hawkins.
Colin Hawkins, 42. Vick takes the play. Rolling left. Michael's keeping. He's racing left. He's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tech. Michael Vick scores.
Sugar Bowl, baby, Sugar Bowl. How sweet it is.
Virginia Tech, Sugar Bowl bound after a 38-14 victory over Boston College, the greatest season in Virginia Tech football history.
The announcer, he said, please don't get on the field. We're trying to preserve the grass. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, right. They better come down here. Because that's all it's all about, you know, good fans, a great team, great coaches. And I would have been disappointed if the fans weren't on the field with us.
We want to be Big East champs. We want to have an undefeated season. We want to have a chance to play for the national championship. And, I mean, it's just unbelievable.
I think people got to look at Virginia Tech now and respect our program and say that we're for real. We've been to 6 straight bowl games and playing for the national championship this year makes it 7. Couldn't happen to a better coach in the nation. Coach Beamer deserves it.
The players, the coaches, the fans, our alumni, the administration, the students, it's everybody, and that's what I'm really proud of. All of us have been involved with this.
And I want to know, how many of you am I going to see in New Orleans?